Hello everybody. Welcome back to another weekly weigh-in. My name is Jess and I do weekly weigh-ins during my weight loss journey, or I have been for the last few months, couple months, whatever it's been, but I do them every single Saturday and we talk about how the week went, how much I lost. My husband's on plan with me too, so I kind of tell you how he's doing. And I just love having like this process documented because I am trying to lose weight for the last time, like really make this a lifelong change and not just I want to lose the weight, get skinny, and then be off of it. So I really think documenting this process may be helpful for you, but it's definitely helpful for me to like look back on and see too. But I'm excited to talk to you guys this week. We're going to just jump into it. It has been a really great week. I weigh in normally on Monday mornings and then I post this on Saturday. So there's like a long gap before I kind of tell you guys what the weigh-in is. But if you want to see more like up-to-date information, I post on Instagram like the Monday morning when I actually weigh in, I'll post the results. So if you guys want to kind of follow me over there, Bless Jess 86, all the information is down below. If not, you can just wait till Saturday and learn, and I'll go into more depth about how the week went. So me and David weighed in this Monday, and I had last time gained for the first time. The last weigh in, I was only up 0.2. I mean, it's technically not really a gain. It's about staying the same, but anyway, I was happy to see that the scale did move down this week. I was down 2.4 pounds, which I was super happy with. We ate out like 3 days last week. So, you know, being able to stay on plan, go out to eat, we had date night. We went out as a family one time. We went out with my mom and dad one time. And so that's not super common. We don't usually go out to eat that much, but we have been a little bit more often lately, and it's been going really well. Like I think 2 out of the 3 was Mexican, and then we had hibachi. And I really, going into this journey, thought there's no way I'm ever gonna be able to go to a Mexican restaurant and not like eat chips. Like I will die. I will die. Like it will just be too hard. But I'm here to tell you, like I've done it many times over the last few months, and I've been fine. Like nothing bad has happened. Like I survived, you know. And being able to go to a Japanese restaurant and not eat rice, like who am I? I definitely did not see this being possible, but it's possible. So if you don't know, I am on Optavia. It has been such a blessing in my life, and I'm so thankful for it. However, I'm not here to tell you what you should do. I'm here to cheer you on no matter what you're doing. I love the convenience of Optavia. I love, like, it has been so like game changer for me. I've tried to lose weight doing 100 million different things. I've shown you guys all of that. And honestly, like for the first couple months, I didn't talk about what I was doing on my channel because I just figured people would be like, okay, here she's doing something else and, you know, whatever. But I've been doing so well on it. I wanted to show you guys, like, it is possible if you're struggling to find something that will work for you. And, you know, finally just reaching the point where I'm like, you know what? No matter what, I'm sticking with this, and I'm going to learn the things I need to learn so that I can not struggle going forward, and I can be a healthier mom. I can be a healthier wife. I can have, you know, health for my future. And so it has been awesome. But anyway, yeah, going out to eat, we went to the movies and didn't have popcorn. We carried our little fueling in. It's just been really great. Like I have nothing else to say. Like that has been awesome. That, you know, before, like if we had gone out to eat and I was on Weight Watchers, I'd have been like, oh, well, it's okay. Or whatever. But being able to stick to plan and not fall off track has been amazing. David's weigh-in, he was down 6 pounds this week. So he's lost right at 20 pounds. I'm at almost 50. I've got like another 2 or 3 pounds and then I'll be at 50 pounds lost, which just, it's very surreal. I mean, I definitely see and feel the weight loss, but I don't know, like it's still mentally, I've told you guys this many weeks, it's still mentally hard for me to process that. Like that is a lot of weight. And looking back a few months ago, I would have never thought, like I could never dreamed being almost under 200 pounds for the first time in, you know, many, many years, 15, 16 years. So it's just almost, it's too much to process, but it's been amazing. So David's down 6 pounds, I'm down 2.4, and it's been so wonderful doing this together, doing it together, being on the same plan, talking about our favorite fuelings, eating fuelings together, carrying them into the movies with us, going out to eat, and we kind of like talk about like, okay, well, what are you getting? What are you getting? And he'll ask me like, how should I modify this or whatever? And it's just been really great to like talk to someone else about it and not feel like you're doing it all by yourself, which I have a great community around me. My coach is awesome. My clients under me are awesome, but just doing it with someone that lives with you and like having that person there has been awesome. And like seeing his success motivates me, and he's just been killing it. And so I'm so proud of him, and I'm so proud of us, like for taking control of our future, wanting to be healthy for our children, and like just going for it. And so I couldn't be happier, and, that doesn't mean every day is easy. It doesn't mean that this has been like, weight loss is hard, like saying no to the foods you like, there's days where it's like, man, I really wish I could have that or whatever. But realizing that it's only for a short time, like we are eventually going to add foods back into our life that we missed. For David, his food that he misses the most, y'all are never going to believe this. And he tells me this, and I'm like, that is not the food that I miss. Like I miss like Taco Bell, okay? Which I don't know, like eventually I will be able to go to Taco Bell and maybe get a healthier option. But like what I miss is like going and eating like all the things, and that's where mentally just going through some emotional things the last few weeks, and like I've told you guys this, learning how to process stress and emotion without going to Taco Bell and having like 5 items, and overeating to like numb the pain, that is been an adjustment for me. It has been an adjustment to learn how to not, for me, eating was a drug, and I wanted to eat as much as I could to numb the feelings. I've been going through a lot of stress lately, just like everything with the last year, I feel like is catching up to me, and the move, the change, the leaving friends, the leaving our house, like everything that I feel like I stuffed down with food for so many years is like coming to the surface, and having to process that without overeating and like numbing it. It's really crazy how food can be a drug. And I think like sugar and all that is a drug. But anyway, back to David. The food that he misses the most, apples. That's what he told me. Like, I really miss apples. And I told him like, well, the great thing is once you get done with your weight loss phase, you will get to have apples again, but he's been doing amazing. I'm so proud of him. And you may say like, why can't he have an apple? But it's just not part of the weight loss phase that we're in right now. And that brings me to kind of the topic I want to talk about for this video. And that is, when you are on a weight loss journey, eventually you're going to get some negative comments. And, these could be from maybe a well-meaning family member who's maybe concerned, like, what do you mean you can't have apples or whatever? Or maybe it's somebody that's kind of jealous of your success and they want to like tear you down to make themselves feel better. Or it could be just a complete hater who wants to criticize what you're doing. And the thing is, I have had this pop up ever since I started being open on the internet about what I'm doing. And, I probably get a hateful comment or message every day about, I've had people tell me, you're never going to be able to lose the weight. You're never going to be able to keep it off. Why are you coaching people? Because you're such a total loser. Like, I get all of these really mean comments, and maybe no one is saying that to your face, because I feel like online people just are way meaner because they're not saying it to your face. But you may have like underhanded comments that feel like that. And this is the thing. You have to do what's best for you. And part of the reason why this plan is working for us is that we are in a fat loss. We're in a very much like fat burning state. That's how we have so much energy. That's how we have less cravings. That's why we're dropping the weight. If we were to add fruit back, if we were to add certain things back, it would kick us out of that fat burning stage. And so eventually we will transition into eating, some carbs, some fruit and some stuff like that, but it's not for us yet. And some people don't understand that. Some people just are mean. And so this is what I had to learn when I first started YouTube. And I still try to remember it because it is an important lesson. And I try to tell everybody this who asks me, like, how do you deal with hateful comments? I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. You have to remember that people who leave hateful comments or try to say stuff like, well, you're never going to be able to keep off the weight, whatever it is. You're a terrible mom. I've heard that. You're lazy. You're this, you're that. If someone's going to leave a comment like that, or somebody's going to be hateful to your face, it is that they're unhappy with their life. People that are happy with their life, people that are, living their best life, they don't do stuff like that. And so only hurting people hurt people. And so you have to remember, like, people are going to lash out if they're themselves are hurting. And so I try to remember that. People are leaving mean comments. They're probably not in the best place. And so when you run into people in your life, if you're on a weight loss journey, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend, maybe friends don't want to be around you anymore because you make them feel bad about the way they're eating. I've had that happen too. Like, you're not going to eat anything. Like, you're no fun. That is their problem. You are not responsible for other people's actions. You are only responsible for what you do. And so trying to just block out the haters and not like respond in a mean way, but just realize, like, they're hurting right now. I'm going to give them a pass. Obviously they're struggling. I'm sorry, my phone is beeping off the hook. And just realizing a lot of times, people say things sometimes because they are maybe concerned. Maybe, it doesn't make sense to them. Maybe they don't know all the reasons. And this is what's been crazy to me, is being 260 pounds and being miserable. That wasn't working for me. I felt terrible. My health was bad. I had back pain. I had migraines all the time. I had knee pain. I had all of this stuff going on. I was too tired to play with my kids. I felt awful. Here I am losing weight, doing the thing, and people still want to say something like, you're never going to be able to do this. Why are you doing to yourself? You need to be able to eat all foods. I've heard that so many times. You need to be able to eat all foods. Well, for somebody who's an alcoholic, they can't just have one drink. People that struggle with food addiction, people that struggle with binge eating, people that struggle with overeating, emotional eating, sometimes we can't have that cookie or that Taco Bell. And I'm having to learn that that's okay. And for so many years, I've listened to everybody that says everything in moderation. And I would be doing really good with my plan. And then I would hear that voice, everything in moderation. And I would think, well, I really want this and everything in moderation. So I'm going to have this bag of chips. Well, the problem is I can't stop with one bag. I have to have the next one and the next one. And now, since I've already had that, I might as well have some pizza too. And learning for me that doesn't work. Now for you, maybe that does work. But you have to realize going into this that everybody's different. Everybody comes into the experience with their own baggage, with their own stuff. And so really just learning how to say, you know what? This is what I'm doing for me. And maybe everybody else doesn't understand. Maybe your spouse doesn't understand, which that would definitely be harder than just a random person that you encounter on the street. But everybody is different, and we all have to have grace with each other. And that's why I say, like, whatever plan you're doing, I hope you're doing well. And I truly mean that. I can only share what works for me. And my brain works differently than your brain. And so as I experience people who maybe don't understand and maybe have a negative connotation with limiting food, maybe that doesn't work for them. But I'm telling you, getting into a fat burn, eliminating my trigger foods, y'all, I'm down 50 pounds. Like, you can't deny that that's going to, that is working. And I'm getting healthy. Like, that is such an amazing thing. And yes, like, this is something that I'm going to have to do for my entire life. I am going to have to watch those trigger foods. I hope that I can get to a place maybe one day where I don't overeat when I have one little thing that maybe is, you know, a trigger. But if I don't, am I willing to, I've been thinking a lot about this, like, am I willing to say, you know what, Taco Bell, it's just not worth it because I can't control myself? Am I okay to say that? And I think I am. Like, there are things that, you know, I don't think David's going to have trouble adding apples back, because like, who overeats apples? Like, even if you have 3 apples, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But he doesn't have the same emotional eating problems that I do. And so, we're all different. And so as I get the comments, and I know, like, I open myself up to negativity because I post videos, but I was actually reading a couple different articles that just popped up in my feed. It's crazy how that happens, about how when you start losing weight, negative things like negative people and comments come for you. And now that I'm down so much, it is obvious that I'm losing weight. One person said to me, I can really see it in your face. I'm like, almost 50 pounds down. I've lost a lot more. If I lost 50 pounds in my face, we would have like an award made for having like, can you imagine a 50-pound head? I don't know, but people are noticing. And so you're going to get the well-meaning, sometimes they're well-meaning, concern for you. Are you being healthy in this? Are you making the right decision? But I'm telling you, I can only speak for me, but I feel very much healthier since dropping the weight. And like I said, going into this, if you missed some of my earlier videos, but I started this, one of the main reasons is I really want to have a breast reduction. I need one. I have really large breasts. They are very heavy. Like, I could show y'all like the indentations on my shoulders from my bra underneath, like where my underwire rubs. Oh my gosh, like so red. It's so uncomfortable. And I know everybody's going to say, wear underwire free. That does not work for me. Like, I have to have the support. I've tried every underwire free, but even those, they still rub because, it's tight there to give you support. And so I have goals to change my life. Like, that would be a huge life-changing thing. And I'm determined to get there. Like, even though this is hard, it's going to be worth it. And every time I'm confronted with going to date night and not eating popcorn or whatever it is, like the event at church, we had all this amazing Italian food, y'all. We told our people Italian food and they brought it. It smelled like Olive Garden in there. And there was all these delicious garlic breads and baked pastas and all this stuff. Yeah, would it have been good to eat that? Would it have tasted good? Yes, but that is not going to get me to my goal. And I need to get to my goal so I can have this surgery. I need to get to my goal so that my kids can have the mother they deserve. I need to get to my goal so that I can start living my best life. And the weight was holding me back. And so all of this to say, block out the haters in your life. And that could be anything. If there's people that are saying something about you going back to school or starting another job or changing churches or whatever it is, God will lead you to the right thing to do for you. And it may not make sense to everybody else. That's okay. That is okay. You have to do what's best for you. And, everybody else will eventually either go away or they'll understand. As a recovering people pleaser, I spent way too much of my life caring and obsessing about what other people thought. And as I've gotten older, I've realized like how much that damaged and hurt me. And so you have to do what's best for you, your family, your life. And so anyway, I'm not trying to make this like a negative thing, but I have read enough comments and articles and stuff to know like this is a really real thing, that people are going to criticize what they don't understand. And we are, like I said, we are all so different. And so, that's my little spiel. And I'm thankful for the people in my life who do get it. Maybe they're not on the same plan as me. Maybe we think about things a little bit differently, but they are willing to accept me the way that I am. Those people are like gold. And I'm thankful for my husband, who he may not have the same emotional eating side that I do, but he struggled with overeating. He says, I just really like food. And, I can talk to him about this, and he understands, and we can do stuff together. So you got to lean into those relationships, and, those are a gift. But, don't let anyone else's opinion of you. This is what I like to remember. God's opinion is the only one that matters. And if you're I had to learn this when it came to church stuff. So as a pastor's wife for many, many, many years, I struggled with putting my family and my kids, their needs above what the church desired. We served at places where I was expected to be at everything. And if I wasn't at everything, even though I'm not getting paid, I'm not getting paid anything. If I wasn't at everything, it was an issue. And, when I had little kids and I had, pregnancies and all this stuff, Nate's autism to consider. I remember being on the phone with a minister that David was actually getting ordained, and I couldn't be there. They have to interview, like when you get ordained, they interview your family, your wife, and all of this, and they kind of just learn about you. And I couldn't be there because I had 2 kids in school. It was out of town, and so I couldn't go. And so they called me and we were talking, and I just kind of told them how I felt about I don't remember how it came up, but he asked me like what I thought my role was in terms of ministry. And I kind of apologized. And I said, I feel like I can't be what I need to be because I'm a mom. It still makes me cry to this day. That was like, gosh, probably 7 years ago, 6 years ago. I said, my kids have special needs. I have to consider them first, and we can't always be at everything, and I feel really bad. And this guy who had been in ministry for years and years and years, he was like a grandfather type, and he was like, never apologize for that. Never apologize for putting your kids first. That is your first calling. And it just felt like this wave of like pressure came off of me of like, they are like, I don't have to worry about everybody else's opinion. All I have to worry is that I'm doing the best with what God's given me, and He's given me my children. Of course, I still try to be as involved as I can. Still, those feelings of being in ministry at the very beginning and trying to figure it all out, sometimes I still feel guilty that I can't be at as much things. I can't, I think God was preparing me with that conversation for what was to come, because guess what? Nate's autism, as he got bigger, it's harder at church, not easier. Having 3 kids is a lot different than having 2 little ones that I could pick up, and run out if I need to. And so I've had to lean into that, and not everybody understands it. But that's okay. God is the only one I'm trying to please. And so with your life, who are you trying to please? Are you trying to please Him? Or are you trying to please the opinions of everyone else? And I can tell you, I've done a lot of different diets. I'm bringing it back to diets here. We're on the closing stretch because I know this is long. Every single diet I've ever done, someone's had something negative to say about it. Every single one. People are going to complain about anything. You could say the sky's blue and somebody's going to, disagree with you. So trying to chase the approval of people is never going to work for you. You have to lean into what God's called you to do. And when I joined this program, I prayed very hard before I reached out to my coach. I honestly was trying to talk God out of leading me this way, because I knew like it was going to require vulnerability. It was going to require a lot of change. God, I don't know if I can do that. And He led me here. And so if I know that I'm doing what He wants for me, nobody's opinion should matter. Nobody's opinion should matter about you either. Please Him first, and you will get very far. But here we are. We're going into another week. Y'all, I'm 3 pounds away from Wonderland. 3 pounds. And honestly, it's kind of freaking me out. Like, I felt like when I would reach Wonderland, I would just burst into tears. But honestly, like, I don't know how I'm going to react to this because I still feel, it feels so surreal. Like, I feel like I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe when I hit that. So we'll see when it is. Who knows if it'll be the next week, I don't care. Like, I'm just going to keep going and not try to stress out about hitting a certain number or Wonderland because I feel like that just messes you up. I'm just going to keep doing the same old things. But thank you guys for being here. So many of you guys are so encouraging and so supportive, and that means the world to me. And if I can do anything for you, let me know. Like, pray for you, encourage you. If you're having a bad day, just leave it in the comments down below. I would love to just, encourage you and say, keep going. If you had a bad week this week, if you were on the struggle bus this week, today's a new day. Start over. Start over right now. I used to do this whole thing of like, it's noon, I've already messed up today, so this whole day's a waste. Don't do that. Like, just start fresh right now. Start with your next meal. Nobody says you have to wait, you mess up the whole day because you struggled today. Just jump right back on in there and let's get to our goal. Let's be the people God created us to be. And I fully believe, does God call me worthy at 260 pounds, 300 pounds, 350 pounds? Yes. I didn't have to lose 1 pound. 1 pound to earn his love. He loved me then. He thought I was beautiful then. I was worthy then. This isn't about that. This isn't about being better because he'll love me more. He loved me then. I'm not any different, but I'm trying to honor the body that he gave me. I'm trying to put food in its proper place and not make food my God. And, that's what I'm learning now. It was not about earning God's love. It was not about trying to be a better person. I am not a better person because I'm 50 pounds down. I'm just feeling better. And I'm trying to glorify God with my life and with my food. So I just wanted to clear that up. You are worthy right now, no matter if you lose another pound. God loves you. There's nothing you could do on this earth to make him love you less or more. He loves you. And I just wanted to say that because sometimes we can be our worst enemy and we can say, like, God doesn't care about you. Like, look how fat you are. I've said that to myself. And that is a lie. That's what the enemy wants us to believe. But anyway, I know this video is like 30 minutes long at this point. I'm so sorry. I had a lot to say apparently, but here's to a brand new week. I love you all so much. If you like the video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. And if not, you don't say anything, I'm just going to keep on making them because they help me. I love you guys. Definitely subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Lost and hopeless, when I was at my worst.